Good afternoon, traders. It's the S&P 500 futures chart review for 6/11/2019. Into the market right now. You can see that we had a big pump up before the market started, the blue line, and then we pretty much sold for the rest of the day. And I'm going to show you some of the calls from this morning's prep video so you can see them. And then when we get back, I'll go over them with you in a little bit more detail. Volume, you really have a huge level right here at 29.08, and the top of this is 29.10. But when I profile this and I pull this forward, let's just grab these two bars right here. You can see that that big old spike just kind of disappears into nothing. But you do have a level here at 29.10, so I'm going to favor the 29.10 area for a pullback on the move up, including this cluster right here is what's driving this spike right here. And as soon as I get over here on this side, you can see that you've got this one little spike right here. This is the 10 area, the 29.10 area. So let's look at the on the downside. So we've built some pretty good volume already down here. You got this gap 86. Be probably pretty hard to get back there. Who knows? You've got 79 right here, 69. 60. Okay, so those were the calls that I was making this morning. This is the 8 level. You see that you do test it pre-market, get a small pullback. You know that we talk about that all the time, testing the bottom, testing the top of the node. Small pullback means that it's going across. Here's the 10 level. You get this complete sell-off. Full disclosure, right? I did call the 86 area, and that is like right here. You can see that it attempted something. It built a bunch of volume right underneath it, but nothing. I'm still confused why all these little levels right in here failed, but we'll look at those in detail in the full video. And here you go for the I said 78, I believe, or 79. And right here is this level right here, and you get this move right here. Oop, sorry. And you get this move right here. So those were the calls. If you like the analysis, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you think that we're going to continue to go up, or if you think we're going to head back down at this point. Let's do the rest of the analysis, so let's do it. Okay, afternoon traders, S&P 500 futures chart review. I had a pretty good day in the market today. Interesting that it was pretty much a down day in the market, and most of my trades were long. That's just how it tends to be for myself, because I'm always going against that trend and looking for those scalps. And but it is possible to make money going against the trend. So I had 85% at the end of the day. I had 20 trades, 3 losers. And I had 12 consecutive winners at one point, so thought I was doing pretty good there. Enough of that. Here was that 10 area. Here was the bottom area. I did take some screenshots today real quick. This was the 10 trade right here. This was a scalp off of that big old move. This was in a perfect area. Look at this extended range right before my line, right into the gap. There's two opposing pivots right here. You've seen me talk about this before. That was a great trade. Right off of that 79 area, I got in right when it came back up and was taken off. I actually did this trade, I think, twice. You can see that I did it a couple of times across that line right there. There was one in here that I want to show you. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So this was the trade coming down. This was 92. This was the scalp area. Nice replay. But I wanted to get on this because something that I don't show often is this tick value, and we've basically been trading underneath on this delta, and all of a sudden we were above. We were making higher on the tick. Everything looked very positive. It was down into across the top of this area, which I was expecting, to cause some resistance, and so there was multiple factors here, and that's why I jumped on that particular trade right there. But I just wanted to show you some of the trades that I took. Took some screenshots trying to give you some more. So there was like one big failure here on the chart today, and it was this 86, 87 area. I really thought it was going to bounce here, and it just passed right through. And you can see this water volume right here, and we did get a bounce right here across the top of it. So you did get a bounce, and then it fell through and really didn't hold the bottom of it, and just kind of fell through all the way down to 83. And these big old bars right here, when it went through there with the big old bars, I didn't even try and short it on the other side or buy it on the other side. That was like an immediate clue to me that there was something broken with this level. Lots of big bars on the chart today. I often talk about big bars up and big bars down, signs of weakness. So this guy had moved pretty fast all the way through here, and when it came down, it came down pretty fast through there. Same thing, right? And then these bars are pretty big, so back up fairly fast right into this volume node right down here. Starts to sell off again and finally finds some support across the line. Scalping levels were pretty good. Look at this one. You would have probably took too much heat. This one did bounce right in front of the line right there on that green bar. This one, nice little bounce right there. Definitely got your point out of this. This one bounced right in front of the line. Found resistance on this one, sold back across. Found resistance on this one, sold back across. Had already tested this line, so it sold through. Found resistance on the line, sold back across. You do get your bounce right here. You take a little bit of heat. I think you can actually make it out 92.50, 93.75. So you would have got your point right there if you would have took that. But it comes across, hits the other level, gives you a nice beautiful scalp right there. Another scalp, runs it all the way to the other side. This side's already been challenged. It does get a bounce right here at the line, but comes down, you get the bounce right here, sells all the way through. You finally get this bounce at the bottom down here. This is 80, 79, and it's gone at this point. So scalping levels were pretty awesome today. If you ask me, it was just this one level that just did nothing, and I'm still kind of clueless. I thought it was a good level. It's not often that I don't get a reaction right around the line. So, but there was a clue here when it went through like butter right there, that it was going to come back up through here like butter. You had a bunch of those. Let me again, comes up real fast, no resistance or anything, goes back down, no resistance. Go back, watch some of the old videos if you want to. I talk about this all the time. These fast moves, no positions built in here. You got to be careful. You know, if you're going long right here and it breaks, you want to be out of it. So because it could fall real fast and get you underwater in a hurry. So just keep that. That's kind of like a trick that I don't hear from anybody else about these moves. How fast they, when they go down, how fast they can go back up, because there's just no positions. And the reason that I describe it that way is because I trade on volume, and so I'm basically looking at this kind of stuff right here. I know that it's going to bounce across the top. Should have bounced across the bottom, but look, it just didn't do anything. So that level was a complete failure. Go back to the weekly. So weekly's starting to look a little bit weak. Week. We've got a pretty good little red bar going here, and I'm thinking that if we actually break this 2880 level, we could be heading back down here, kind of the 66, and then, man, if it broke that 66, I could see it making a shoot for 35, but not looking good right now for the bulls. I am a bullish person, but this pattern needs to go sideways and build some more base here for a shoot higher, I guess. You never know. Some kind of China news on the trade deal or something like that, the algos will buy it immediately and it'll be gone. But right now, this is building, a range of volume right here, and I don't see any real good shelves until the 64 maybe, if we look back here. But this is thin in here, so if it gets under here, it might get some legs and run. So just be careful on the downside if you're going long and you get into this 74 to 34 area. 240 minute, anything here? I don't think there's anything else to cover right here. Let's go look at the 60 minute. Again, we're building a nice volume node. It could fill in. You definitely got some little gappers right in here and in here that could use some more trading in order to mature this volume node all the way across from top to bottom. So could see some back and forth, another bar in here, another pause day. People unsure of what to do. The intraday, we already kind of covered the scalping levels. This was like one of those beautiful stair-step days where you break the level, sell down, goes back up, tests the bottom of the structure, bottom of the cluster node, sells down, breaks, comes back up, tests. You're testing this little volume node, you're testing this pivot right here, testing the bottom, it goes, comes back up, tests the bottom of this pivot, opposing pivot right there, sells back down. I guess this one's really testing this pivot down here, doesn't have enough range, it goes, bounces back up. You can see that we've made that transition over the moving average here on the delta right here, and then it comes back and it finds support on it and bounces, and it's gone at that point. So and that was a great run, and that little spike right there got everybody on board. I was waiting for the short right up here at the top. This was the opposing pivots right here, and then got a nice little scalp off of that, and then it fell through real quick. Almost took this to the downside, but I didn't. Anything else to tell you? Here was my examination of the 86 level. I'm like, it's right in this gap. It's between these two nodes. I put this line right here, but that line didn't work at all. 85, 86. This is one of the levels that I called for a bounce. Seemed like it should have got it. You can see that you got a mature node. You're on the top of it. Um, yeah, I'm not sure why nobody showed up to trade that guy. Anything here? Let's look at the symmetry real quick. Symmetry, pull that guy across and pull this guy over. Beautiful little symmetry again. Right down to the line, right back up to the line. Look at this bounce, right off this bounce right here. You probably could even got a scalp out of that. First touch up here, sold. First touch down here, up. First touch up here, up. First touch down. You know, this one failed right here, but you already had that touch right there. Looks like you had a touch right there. So you had all this stuff previous. We just extended the levels over, and they all worked out just fine. Look at, we were even talking about this 9-10 area first thing this morning in the prep video as lining up with everything. So it was real nice symmetry in the market today, and you could have took a lot of trades off these lines if you really wanted to, and probably made some money. Hope you like the analysis. If you have any questions, go ahead and write me a comment in the section below. I can respond. If you ask me to cover something more in depth, I can do that. Also, got the first 3 videos out for my trading course for beginners. I'm working on the candlestick video right now, trying to get that done for you guys. I think it'll have some pretty good information that not typical for candlesticks. And yeah, so I hope you guys had a good day trading, and I will see you guys in the morning. Take care.